Chapter 8. Presidential and Parliamentary Governments. Presidential government. Its basic framework is the theory of separation of powers expounded by Montesquieu in response to the absolute powers of the kings of the medieval period. In presidential government, the chief executive has a status independent of, and coordinate with the legislature, and is not subject to the direction or control of the latter either for his continuance in office or in respect to the manner in which he exercises his powers. Features of presidential government. Separation of powers. 3 branches of the government should exercise only the powers and functions delegated to it by the Constitution. 1. The legislature, body that enacts the laws. 2. The executive, department that executes the laws. 3. The judiciary, tribunal that interprets the laws. No nominal head of state. The absence of a nominal head of state, who is the head of the state in name only, because his powers of government are ceremonial and not real. Cabinet secretaries are not members of Congress. The chief executive and his cabinet secretaries are not members of the law-making body. Checks and balances. The 3 branches of the government should check one another in order to prevent any of them to become too strong. Legislature checks executive by 1. The power to impeach the president. 2. The power to confirm the appointments made by the chief executive. 3. The power to revoke the proclamation of martial law or the suspension of the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus. 4. The power to conduct legislative inquiries. 5. The power to pass the budget of the government. Legislature checks judiciary by 1. Power to pass the budget. 2. Power to conduct legislative inquiries. 3. Power to reorganize the courts, except the Supreme Court. Executive checks the judiciary through 1. Power to execute judicial decisions. 2. Power to countermand courts' decisions through the exercise of presidential judicial power. 3. Power to grant pardon, reprieve and commutation. Judiciary checks the executive by 1. Power to declare the act of the President and his subordinates unconstitutional. 2. Power to inquire into the sufficiency of the factual basis of the proclamation of martial law, or the suspension of the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus. Advantages of presidential government. 1. Fixed term of office of the President provides him an ample time and opportunity to pursue consistently public policies. 2. Separation and distribution of governmental powers into 3 separate branches of government. 3. Election of the President by a direct vote of the electorate. Disadvantages of presidential government. 1. Fixed term of the President may serve as a shield to defy public opinion. 2. Independence of the executive and the legislature from each other may not redound to the welfare of the people. 3. Election of the President by direct vote of the electorate will result in the election of the candidate who has the financial means for his election.
Created using Powtoon.